the ultimate source of validation. It's not to seek it outside, externally. It's not to think that the universe is complete without you. Because all of that has come from the societal programming, the conditioning. Society has taught people through the artificial self, that false sense of self, that they need to seek approval, validation, self-worth from the society itself and all the people that it categorizes within that society. So the general population. And so this happened at a very young age. From the moment you were at school, you were taught to seek approval. Put your hand up to see if you can go to the toilet. To get approval for your grades. For the school to tell you that you are intelligent or not intelligent. Essentially, the society was training everybody to become just another cog in the machine. Another part of the system. Something that gives energy to the system. In order to do this, they had to get you to think you were in some way lacking. You were not enough. So they would ask questions like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? Which indirectly imply that you are already not enough, that you weren't enough as a child, and that this moment, the present moment, the one that you were in as a child, the one you are in now, the only moment there ever really is, as if that wasn't enough. And that you've got to fill it with something else. So the moment that that idea was believed, that program, that you were somehow lacking, that this moment was lacking, the moment you believe that, like most children do, you start to feel like there is some void. You start to feel like there is a hole that you need to fill. And what the system did was to teach you that to fill that hole, you've got to look for it in the external world, in society, climbing the hierarchy of society, being in the rat race, seeking the approval, the validation from your peers, from the different hierarchical structures in society, different organizations, different fields, different institutions, that's where you'll get the source of your validation from. But of course, as most people know, if you look at that, you see it's just a never-ending pursuit. And it leaves you always feeling empty. It never truly satisfies. You don't get that true validation. It's a constant seeking of approval and validation. You're also kind of taught that you are insignificant. And that the universe is just kind of happening regardless of whether you're there or not. But really both of these are false. The need for external validation, or the idea that you must get external validation from society, is false. The idea that the universe is complete without you is also false. Really, when you look at the intelligence of what you are, this living organism, the essence, the universe is incomplete without you. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If only one piece is missing, just one piece, then that jigsaw puzzle cannot be complete. You can't see the full picture. So without you, without that living intelligence, that living organism that is unique and that is one with the universal intelligence, one with the universe at large, without you, without that, the universe is incomplete. And so this is a clue where the real source of validation comes from. It doesn't come from your peers, your family, friends, society. It doesn't even come from yourself, or the self that most people think that they are, which is the artificial self, the mental, thought-based self. The living intelligence that you are is beyond the thought-based self, it's beyond society. That true source of validation comes from the universe itself by virtue of the fact that you exist. You see that? This is how simple it is. You are validated, you are approved of by the universe itself by virtue of the fact that you exist. If you were not approved of, if you were not validated by the universe, then you would not exist. That living organism, that natural intelligence, would not exist. Because that living organism that you are is what completes the picture of the universe itself, the totality. That really, if we want to go deeper, is actually what everyone essentially is. They are that totality. They are the universe itself. And the living organism, the natural living organism, is a unique expression of that. That is not separate from that. And that has the true fulfillment. It is fulfilled unto itself. It doesn't need to seek the fulfillment from anybody, from society, from any circumstance, from any achievement, from what anybody says, from what the world says. It's inherent. So this is an amazing realization, to see that it's so simple to recognize that the universe itself has stamped your approval, your validation, just by virtue of the fact that you exist. This means that every being, by virtue of the fact that they exist, is inherently worthy, is inherently valid, is inherently approved of. And so if that is the case, then they don't need to seek it from anywhere else. No matter how much society tries to convince you that you have to seek it from society, you have to seek it from other people, it's a lie. And it's a lie that keeps people on the treadmill. It's a lie that keeps people constantly seeking. And that is the nature of the artificial self, which is that false sense of self. That mental, psychological sense of self. If you really pay attention to the narrative of that psychological self, it's constantly saying, I am not enough. I am not worthy. I must have more. I must become more. And so it's taking all different kinds of actions with that in the background, with that idea in the background. Or maybe sometimes it is consciously in the mind, at the forefront of the mind. This chasing for approval, for validation. But it never comes, and it can't come from there, because there can never be a total stamp of approval. One moment the world says you are worthy, you are valid, the next moment it says you are invalid, unworthy. Because it's all based on circumstances. If you achieve something that the society says is good, you're worthy, you're valid. If you do something that the society says is bad, you're unworthy, you're invalid. So it changes, it's circumstantial. But by virtue of just existing, your stamp of approval, your validation is always. And it is from the universe itself.